Hey guys, Tim here, aka VSCustomSoCrawl.com. Now this week I figured to talk to you about my Toyota Crawler. I know you've probably seen this one hanging in the background here and there, and I haven't really talked about it much, but this one actually is my favorite one. Now, at this point in time, it's my only one up and running because it's Old Faithful. I've had this thing 4 years, and I built it actually from a dingo kit. You know, I see guys changing up trucks all the time. They're going for this one, they're changing for that one. I decided, why change up my truck all the time? Just build it the way I want it. So that's what I did. Now this, as I said, started life as a dingo kit, and it actually still runs the original axial frame in there right from the start. Other than that, not too much is axial anymore. I mean, not too much is the bone stock pieces, other than the actual axle housing. I'm pretty stoked that those haven't been changed, but I'm actually looking at putting a set of SSDs in there. That being said, we'll start from the front and work our way back on exactly what I've changed up. Now, one of the things I purchased for this truck was an RC four-wheel drive front bumper. I just like the look of it, and I figured why bother making my own if I don't have to, when they've already done the work for me. Now, of course, I'm running an older Bully Dog winch on there. I got a set of Yeah Racing tow hooks, D-rings on the front of that, and a KK Gold hook. Now, that one obviously is from RC four-wheel drive. My servo mount for my chassis mounted servo is actually a GCM racing piece. It actually comes as a whole kit if you buy the whole motor tripping over my words, but the whole motor forward kit. Now the kit usually comes with the plate, the servo mount, not the servo, sorry, but the servo mount, the transfer case, and the guts to the transfer case. Hands down, if you want to run an interior in your rig, as my half falling apart interior here is, it works out perfect. As you can see, there's enough room for a center console. You still have your dash up top, full bucket race seats, everything. This is a nice setup. Now, of course, I'm running June Fac shafts through everything, and as you can tell, I'm also running brushed. I figure in a truck this size, they're only running 4.19 tires. Why do you need brushless? Why do you need all that power? I'm okay with the scale crawling of this and the scale trailing of it. To me, I guess it's not really a crawler, it's more of a trail truck. But I personally like that side of it, and running the brush side of it, and not worrying about all the power I have, because at the end of the day, when you have so much power, you end up bashing it too hard. So being said that I started this 4 years ago, it was an original RC four-wheel drive Hilux body. Or Mojave body, sorry, not the Hilux, but Mojave body, and there's a bit of carnage. It's recently fallen off a shelf of mine. I mean, this thing has done 2 30-foot tumbles down a hill, but falling off a hook cracked the body. So got a bit of work to do, but I've made my own light bar mount. That's just a bent up piece of aluminum with a Vanquish 4-inch light bar on there. Obviously everything else is RC four-wheel drive, whether it be the fender flares or the body itself. A couple of the events it's been in, the Stag 6 and the RC four-wheel drive scale challenge. And I always have to have some nice custom SoCrawl.com Hilux decals made up. Now, those are a nice added piece from Crawler Concepts, so I got to give them a little shout out on those. They did a fabulous job. As you can tell, it's had a bit of wheel time to it. This thing has been used. It hasn't definitely been a shelf queen. But as you can also see, my box is separate now. I've cut it off clean because what I wanted to do when I did this setup is I wanted to be able to run my battery in here. Now, what is nice about that is it tucks in, my cab bolts on with 2 screws, and that's it. After my interior pops in, and away you go. Bob's your uncle. 1 screw on each side. It's held nice and tight. I've never had a single issue like that. I also made it separate because I wanted my cap, or my box, to be able to stay on, because generally if you're going to bolt it on, you're going to bolt it on through the cap, and then you're trying to fuddle around in there trying to get the screws done or trying to make something underneath. At this point, everything's bolted on and I have no issues. The box isn't coming off. It's bolted right where it is. Now, as you can see, my rear bumper is a nice tube bar. I actually made that up myself along with the sliders on the side. They're actually solid steel bar, so they're not bending. As I said, they've seen a lot of trail time. Now, I'm also running shorter shocks. Now, a stock SCX10 runs, I think, 83 mils. I'm running 85 mils, and these are the G-Made XDs. But if you see, I don't have any rub. Doesn't matter what I do, those tires won't rub. And I actually enjoy that because they're on the slant. They fit up in there perfectly. Now, it makes the front a little short. That's okay. I added a little risers to it. And I'm okay with that. I don't need a lot of shock travel. That's bottomed out right there. I mean, how much more are you going to go than that? And at my ride height, it's perfect. I guess if I had a longer shock, it would sit up higher, but it's good like that. What else have I done? Well, I got to redo the interior. I mean, this was just something quick for last year's RC four-wheel drive event. I needed some kind of interior for my my scale driver to sit in, so I'm going to be looking at redoing that. Now, if I can get a shot inside here, as you can see, I drive a right-hand drive dash. I got a Crawler Concept CB in there, and see if we can see. There we go. And definitely a Southern Ontario Crawlers map. You always need your map in the trail. There's no GPS in an old truck like this. So definitely had to get a right-hand drive dash because everybody's got the normal one that comes with it. This is actually from Shapeways. Now, they did a fabulous job on printing this out. It's actually hands down amazing. I think the guy's Core 2XX. I actually had to buy 2 of them. So can't just have one. Got to have 2 because you never know if you have an issue. But other than that, what else am I running? So yeah, it's a Racing motor and ESC setup. I'm running a associated 15 or 1015 servo. It's just a fast servo I had from when I was racing before. And that's about it. I've gone to aluminum skid plates. Axials or axles housings, as they said, are still axial ones. They're plastic. The internals have been upgraded. They're not all stock internals. And June-Fac shafts. I mean, a lot of guys just swear by MIPs. I've ran these things for 4 years without an issue. Granted, I am running on brushed, but I have run them on a brushless setup, and I have never had an issue with June-Facs. So that's what I'm running in this. I love them. You keep them greased up, never have an issue. Other than that, I'm actually going to start working on my interior. You can see my cheap little fender, you know, my inner fenders, but they actually work for if you're running class 1. They look perfect. Hide up inside the body, done. So I'm going to get back to work on this, and you guys can like, subscribe, and share. You can follow me along on Instagram under VS_Customs. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook. I have my own page now. It's Tim Bluer, aka VS Customs. And follow us along on the Radio Controlled Network. The link is below. If you have a YouTube channel and you'd like to grow your channel, definitely click on that link, apply, and go from there. Other than that, I'm going back to work. Cheers.